The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching jellyfish.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
What is up, Dolly's beautiful people of YouTube?
Hey guys, I'm still alive. We just wanted to come up here and give a quick update. PJ is going to do the most of that. I see a lot of you guys worried in the chat. Look, I've been resting.
Let me talk.
Okay.
Thank you. It's hard to keep this man down. He's been pacing the halls, editing videos, resting, most of you guys know a little bit about us. I was an EMT in my past, so I'm doing my best work. He's not really allowed to stay up here very long, but we wanted to come up here because a lot of people hadn't even heard the news. I started getting news updates and comments on my posts saying, oh my God, I just found out. And that was like an hour ago. And then I looked on your page and I realized you haven't even updated anybody on your main YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of you guys may not know what happened to me.
Okay, I'm going to tell you the story. From everybody that's been following us, we went on a vacation on the 16th of August. And we went to like 6 different states, you guys. We went to Pennsylvania. This fan, I need it on, but it's literally blowing hair right in my mouth. We went to Lancaster County with the Amish. We went to Hershey and met Molly and went to Hershey Park. We went to upstate New York. We went to Niagara Falls. And I'm almost maybe to blame for this man having a heart attack. But hey, we get home and I leave to go check on my household because I didn't live here. But at 4 a.m., I got a call and he's saying he's being rushed in an ambulance and he's having a heart attack. I hear sirens in the background. So my EMT brain instantly is like, he's definitely having a heart attack because in EMS, if you're getting rushed to a hospital, if it's not a serious issue, they won't put the sirens on. And so in my brain, I instantly just freak out, get in the car. I'm pretty sure I flew there. He gets wheeled in and we're all there like 19 minutes after the incident. And so they end up having to put a stent because he had a full blockage on the right artery. Mm-hmm. And there's this preacher that comes into the room and I'm thinking to myself like, oh, hell no. Like I literally just found the guy I've been looking for all my life. And basically this preacher sitting there like, all right, we're going to pray. And I'm like, okay, I can't tell him to get out. He's got to pray. We got to pray. So we're sitting there praying and it's me and Tiff and he's already back in the room. He's already done told us his last will and rights and I'll love you if I die type thing. So
very scary. Very scary.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I can't tell the preacher to F off. So I'm just sitting there like, what do I do? I'm letting the preacher talk. And then, he's telling us he's going to walk us to the back and he's going to, make sure we're comfortable and we're going to, happily be going about this whole process. He's going to tell us where the lab is. And I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. I said, sir, you're reminding me of death and this is really not the time. I understand you're here and you got a job to do, but I really don't, I can't, if you wouldn't mind, not following us around anymore. So the preacher walks out the room and then it was probably the longest hour. He was in the lab for about an hour and me and Tiffany are just kind of sitting there staring at each other like, it's 4:00 in the morning. We went from having the best vacation, in my opinion, like it was the best time of my life to like, holy fuck, you almost died.
Yeah. Almost did die.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. After he got out of the cath lab and they put the stent in, the doctor who was smart, like I had gone to EMS and, been a volunteer EMT. And so I knew the basic lingo, like what the right artery does and what the left artery does. And so he comes out and he's trying to explain stuff to me and Tiffany. We're kind of just looking at each other again. It's 4:00 in the morning. And he's like, yeah, we only just had to bring him back once. And then, everything was good. And I'm like, what? And I'm sitting there like, oh,
that's the shirt they cut off of me. So it came on so fast, guys, so fast. I was watching Netflix and I just started, I have a little bit of anxiety, just a little tiny bit. And then here's one thing: I don't sweat a lot. I started pouring sweat, and so I got up to get closer to the air conditioner to try to cool myself off, and I almost collapsed. So then I instantly called 911, and that's when the paramedics got here. They got here pretty fast, and instantly they get me in there. They're cutting my clothes off. I mean, you can see they shredded what I was wearing.
I've never cut somebody's shirt off like that. It looks so weird.
So instantly I get into the ambulance. They're telling me, they hooked me up to a, what is it, EKG?
EKG.
Yeah, and they're like, you're having a heart attack. So at that point,
That's got to be scary.
the scariest thing that's ever happened to me in my life. So they pretty much rushed me to the hospital. I get into the emergency room. As soon as I get there, PJ shows up, Tiffany shows up. And like I said, I don't so much, I'm a religious person, the preacher didn't.
Me too.
The preacher didn't so much bother me, right? Because I thought I was on my way out. So I'm giving my last requests and wishes to my kid. And I could see that the preacher, it was scaring her, right? And the whole time I'm more worried about keeping Tiff calm than I am about myself. So they get me in there and they instantly start shooting me with drugs, like really hard drugs. And they rush me into the lab to put the stent into my heart. And I remember laying on the gurney, the bed thing, and the doctor's talking to me. And the last thing I remember him saying is, "Can I sub your YouTube channel?" That's what he says. Because they asked me what I did for a living. I guess I was on drugs. I told him I was a YouTuber. And I just remember him saying, "Can I sub your channel?" So to put the stent in my heart,
He got lucky. They didn't go in through his groin.
they started shaving me instantly. So
I need to do that.
yeah, I mean, they did. I got, some manscaping going on. So they start shaving your groin area because they got to be sure where they can, if they can't get in through your wrist, they're going to go in through your groin. So I remember him pulling my arm out to the side. He asked me, "Could I sub the channel?" And then I just went out. I mean, don't remember anything else.
Well, they bring him back out because I'm going to be talking mainly, remember.
I know.
And he's in ICU. And so I'm basically trying to tell these nurses, okay, without sounding like a know-it-all. And I know sometimes when I talk, I sound a little bitchy. So I'm like trying to like softly tell these people like, hey, check for this, or hey, do that, or hey, he doesn't usually take pills. Do you really think that he needs a second dose of morphine? Or, hey, at one point I end up crawling in the bed with him because he just looked so miserable and I just couldn't resist. But they have this thing on the bed where the alarm goes off every time the patient gets up. And so me being in the profession, I know the system, I know how it works. And I literally just turned the alarm on the bed off because it kept beeping every time that I would move. And so at one point the lady came in yelling at me, talking about, and it was so funny because this is how you're the most funniest person on the planet, because I sat there and turned the alarm off and the lady comes in and she's like, "Ma'am, this alarm has to be on at all times. And you said, unless you want to come in this bed and hold me, lady, I would leave her alone," or something like that. I'm like, oh my God. It's definitely been an experience. It really has. But I mean, that time in the ICU, they done gave you all that stuff, and regardless to what people on the internet say, you don't take pills. Like I can hardly get this man to take an aspirin.
And then they gave me the big F.
Yeah, they did the F,
the
H. It's controlled in the hospital. It's not the same as the street.
I remember telling a lady, I was like, "Ain't that the stuff
you did,
that kills
you did." But that's when you lost everything, threw up everything, because I mean you're not used to that much.
Oh, I was
bad.
Instantly throwing up because they gave me both of them at the same time. The big M,
and they gave you more than just that,
and the big F, and I didn't even I don't even think I was really in that much pain, because when I got to the emergency room, they had gave me the morphine instantly, So, but then when I got up into the ICU, they were shooting me so full of drugs that I couldn't keep nothing down. I just remember throwing up and throwing up.
And then they just kept bringing him actual solid pills. And so me again, I'm thinking, don't you want to make sure he can eat food first before you? I know he needs the pills and stuff for his stint. Now he's going to be on blood thinners, but so I'm like trying to take what I know as being an EMT and then trying to like ask these nurses things, and they're just kind of looking at me like I'm some side chick you just picked up on the street before you got into the emergency room. Like I don't know nothing. And oh my God, it just was. I've been an EMT. I've literally saved people's lives that I didn't know, but this was literally like I can't even express how much different this was. It's not that I was frozen. I just felt completely helpless. And then there at the end, when I did crawl up in the bed, I'm like, it's 55 degrees in this room. Okay. So because, you know, in the hospital, you got to keep the temperature down because of germs. And it was like 55. The thermometer read 55. And so I'm laying up against him and he feels like an electric blanket. So at one point I go grab this nurse and I'm like, I really think he has a fever. And I'm thinking, you know, I don't want to bring you home and you possibly have an infection and just have to go back. And she just completely ignored me. The next nurse is like, okay, fine, I'll go get a thermometer. And she just was like, it's 98.7. And I'm like, okay, but I'm telling you, he feels warm to the touch. I had to sit there and argue with that lady to freaking tell them you had a fever. I mean, the whole experience was just, you died.
Scary.
Long story short, you died.
It was scary. It was definitely scary.
And I see a lot of people that have commented on my updates. I've been trying to update people because I know they worry and they all love you and want to know what's going on and they want to help. And we've gotten so much help. And I've seen so many channels that used to hate you just talk about how scary it is and make sure you check your health when you need to.
The thing about the channels that don't like me is they don't really know me.
Right.
They see what I talk about on YouTube and they disagree with that. If you don't like somebody because you have a disagreement with them, that don't make, like me, I don't hate anybody on YouTube.
No, me neither.
You know,
I dislike some people's actions.
I wouldn't wish what happened to me on anybody.
No,
ever.
me neither.
You know,
but
and there's a lot of people I know I owe thank yous to and big virtual hugs to. And I tried to make a list.
I did. I have a list
of people that I just want to thank, you know, for, you know, standing with me, praying for me. Because I truly believe
power of prayer.
If y'all hadn't been praying, I don't think I would have made it. And I got a long recovery, still got to go through rehab.
Everybody was upset that you were coming up here, but it was mainly me that was going to talk from the second.
Yeah, because we're not going to be here long because I'm going to go lay back down. But I got to get up and move around just a little bit, you know, to keep everything flowing and you know, try to get a little bit of my strength back because I went a while without eating because of the medicines made me so sick. And there's still going to be
just started holding down your food today.
Yeah. I mean, the first real meal I've had is today. Yeah. And, you know, it's still a long road. Like I said, I'm going to have to go through rehab my heart.
Yeah. Cardio rehab.
Yeah. And there's a lot more coming forward. And I'm still really weak. I don't have my strength back. I can't lift nothing heavy. I can't really do much. I can't lay in one place because that's just not who I am. But I have been taking it super easy. And I just wanted to come up here quickly tonight and fill you in and let you guys know because some of you on YouTube didn't even know. I'm still alive. I did hear when I was in the hospital that they did put a reward on Sebastian Rogers.
They did.
That's good.
And there's a lot of stuff with that we're going to discuss when you come back.
I still pray that they find this little boy.
Me too.
And y'all continue to fight for these missing kids. That's real important to me. Some people up here on YouTube think that's bullcrap, but it's definitely not. The most important thing in my world is PJ and my child. And the rest of the stuff up here, and just I don't care about it. It's not important. The only thing that really matters in this world is the people you love, you know, so keep those people in your hearts and your minds at all time. And that's all that really matters. I know there were some people that said bad things about me.
Who cares?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't care about none of that stuff.
We're not even gonna waste another minute on
Yeah.
that.
And I just want you guys to know that, I'm trying to get through recovery. It's going to take a little bit. And when I can come up here, and give you little updates, I will. I don't know how long it'll be before I'm in full go mode, so I just wanted to share that with everybody, and let you guys know that, I'm fighting as hard as I can. And with more prayer, I think I'll hopefully get through this. All right. And I'm going to need you guys by my side, and definitely PJ. All right.
You're gonna get through this. Not hopefully. Now say bye,
Okay.
please.
All right, guys. I love y'all. All right. Y'all be good. Stay safe. Peace.